Well, the damage control continues for Hockey Canada. In the wake of revelations into its handling of a 2018 sexual assault allegation, now we've learned the organization maintained a fund to deal with claims like this.
Humberto Carollo is the executive director of the gender justice organization White Ribbon Canada. He joins us live now with more on this. Good morning. Thanks for making time.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I want to start with asking you of your assessment, how you believe Hockey Canada handled this whole sexual assault scandal.
Well, not very well, obviously, and Hockey Canada, like so many other institutions in Canada and around the globe, has struggled to address this issue effectively, and it needs obviously to engage in greater culture change so that this doesn't continue to happen in hockey.
And Humberto, you're with White Ribbon, which is a global movement of men and boys working to end male violence against women. This was established back in 1991. I understand that you guys also worked with the Toronto Maple Leafs. What does it say to you when an organization has a national equity fund that is already in place to settle sexual assault claims? Doesn't that just kind of say, hey, we know this is going to happen, so we have this fund just in case? There's something a little wrong with that, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. It shows that it is aware of the problem, and it is not the first incident that it has dealt with, and it may not be the last. And so the organization needs to work differently to address these issues, and it needs to focus on prevention. It needs to focus on engaging players and coaches and leaders within its own organization to help turn this around. And that means creating an environment of sport where women are welcomed, respected, included, and where men, boys, and young men need to engage in respectful behavior. Yes, play hockey, win, but also be equitable, be a good role model for the young people in your lives, and speak out, be an ally, and do your part to end and prevent all forms of gender-based violence and harassment, including sexual violence.
So what you're describing is sort of this culture of toxicity in organizations like this. Based on the work that White Ribbon does, what needs to be done to change that?
Yes, so the work needs to begin with individual behavior and attitudinal change, so training, awareness raising amongst the players, the staff, the coaches, and but all the way to reviewing policy and practices within the organization, ensuring that the leaders, the directors, the staff are diverse and are committed to promoting gender equality and ending sexual harassment and sexual violence in sports. So this is as much about changing individual behaviors as it is about changing policy and practice and culture, ultimately, within the organization and the sport.
Right, Humberto, I'm curious to know, does this type of teaching start at home when these are young boys with their families, or does this environment of toxicity happen when you get all these young boys together in a sport that is predominantly white? And then there's this kind of, boys club. Where does it start, and how can all of us, including parents, help eradicate it from the get-go, from when you have that little boy at home?
We all need to play a role, yes, starting with parents as early as possible, teaching about healthy relationships, consent, and respect, but also educators, coaches, leaders, community leaders. We all need to step up and do better to promote healthy masculinities, to challenge these toxic and harmful norms that boys and men need to be dominant, need to be in control, need to look at sexuality as conquests, and we all have a role to play. And organizations like White Ribbon can help to change around this culture, and we are at the ready to do that and have been doing that work for a long time.
Yeah, hopefully maybe Hockey Canada will reach out to you guys and get you guys to assist with what's going on there. But I know you also launched the menofquality.ca campaign with the Maple Leafs, so people can find more information there. Humberto Carollo, Executive Director with White Ribbon, I should say, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.